your web form. And now that we've got our web form and our list created, we're going to create our first follow-up message. And this message is the message you're going to get when you first sign up to the list. So go to Messages and Follow Up, Add Message, and by default this is the first message that is going to be sent to your users upon their subscription. So you'll want to enter something in like, thank you for subscribing, this is what you're going to be receiving throughout, or if you have some kind of bonus that you've offered them, give them a link to that bonus, etc. So these are dynamic personalization fields. I like to insert the first name. This first name fix will capitalize the first name, or the first letter of the name if they had entered it, say like that or something. It'll enter it with the first one capitalized. So just enter a catchy subject line there. Obviously this isn't very catchy, but you'll get the hang of that. We'll get into that later down the road. And this right here, this first box is plain text, and this second box down here is HTML. And I usually like to enter both of those, but you don't have to. If you have an email client that filters HTML messages, then you'll want to have this in here just in case, or else your emails won't get through. That's basically all you need to do for this part here. You'll obviously spend a lot of time creating these messages, but that's your first one, and that one's important to creating loyalty with your list. So you want to make a good first message there. Now you can also add as many of these as you want. You can have a 20 message follow-up if you'd like to, and some of my lists have 20 message follow-ups, and they do pretty well. You can create some pretty cool little cash flow automatic generators there. It's pretty neat. This is very important here, this spam score. If this is above a certain level, then your emails aren't going to get through. I don't like to have it above 1 myself, but this would probably get through okay. But you know, some people are paranoid and they have their spam levels, their filters set really high. So this is going to tell you why you've got such a high score, and then if you do have a high score, then you can go through and change what it tells you and get your score down. I like to have mine below 1, but they say if it's below 5 it'll go through okay, but I mean, I like to have mine below 1. Now we've got one more thing before we go here, and that is how to insert your form into your web page. I know a lot of you guys are wondering about that. So what you'll need to do is go to web form under list settings, and you can preview it by checking here. I'll give you a preview of what it's going to look like, and then you need to click on this Get HTML button. And what this will do, this will give you JavaScript, and this will also give you an HTML version. You can use either one of those. Obviously the JavaScript is a lot shorter, so I'll use that one wherever JavaScript is allowed. But if say you're putting it on a page where JavaScript's not allowed, then you'll need to use this one, and that is sometimes the case, so you'll want to be careful with that. Inline form, you'll just want to put that wherever you want it to appear. If you have a pop-up, you can put it anywhere between the body tags. And that'll basically get you set up with your first list and your first messages. If anytime you want to create a broadcast message to all your users, this will go out to all your users at a time you specify. These are good for events like holidays. Just recently we had Christmas, so I got a lot of broadcast messages that were, Merry Christmas. So you can create those messages just like your follow-ups. You're gonna have to pick a time, and you can use these filters. We'll get into that later, but You also want to enable this, enable tracking of your links. That way you can track how many people clicked on your links once they actually opened them. But everything else is basically the same with that. You want to test those very thoroughly before you get them out. And the way you can do that is by clicking test, entering an email address in there, and it'll send it to your own inbox. That way you can make sure the formatting and everything is alright. Okay, that basically concludes the video. I hope this has been helpful to you guys. I'm sorry it was 13 minutes long, but I felt that would be easier for you than to read a really long email. So we'll see you next time. You'll be getting the next lesson in a couple of days. I appreciate it. Bye.